Welcome back, everyone, and in today's video lesson we are going to take a look at oblique motion. Now, oblique motion is a type of voice leading where we're going to have two voices and one voice is required to remain static. So the voice has to stay the same and the second voice can go any direction, any distance. And this makes sense, right? Because when you think of one voice being static, the other voice is really of no consequence. Like we can't measure anything from a point, right? If you think about a line, you have to have point 1 and point 2. Well, if you have as a point, you can't measure anything. So it doesn't really matter. It's no consequence. You can go anywhere you want and do anything you want in the second voice, which is kind of nice. So tons of freedom when you start thinking about oblique motion. All right, so we have here a few different voices. We have melody 1, which is V1, and then we have V2, V3, and V4. And so we're going to take a look at what those are going to be like. So melody 1 here, imagine that if I took the same note and played it over and over and over and over again. So just the C note the entire time. So we're going to go ahead and explore what would a same distance voice 2 look like, right? So if we had a voice 2 that went something like this, and by same distance means that we're going to do it arbitrarily choosing whole steps. And you might ask yourself, well, what is this going to sound like? Is this going to sound good? Is this going to sound bad? And the answer is, well, let's see. If I think about it, this doesn't represent any key signature, right? So you might go, well, isn't it the key of C major? No, it's just the C note. This could be in, a bunch of different key signatures. Whatever key signature has the C note, it could be that. So because of that, this could be a bunch of different key signatures, so it really doesn't matter. So you're really free to do just about anything you want to. And so here we go, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp. These are all whole steps all the way through consistently. And so that is one example of doing oblique motion. And so we have one note and this is going up by the same distance. Now let's look at another example where what if we did different distances? And so we could do something like this. Okay, and here this is just going up by the C major scale, and that's definitely going up by different distances, right? Because here we would have whole step, half step, whole, right? So we have whole steps and half steps that are intermingled, not just whole steps. I could actually take that example maybe a little further, and what if we changed this over here to a C note, and then this piece right here would be a 3 half steps. And so now we have whole steps, half steps, and 3 half steps. So a little more interesting there. And finally, let's look at an example where the notes kind of go everywhere. And so let's say if we had an E flat, and once again, we're assuming that as we go from the melody to this one, to our V4, that we're going up, right? That E flat is above the C. So then we're going to go to F, D, B, A, B, and C. All right, and so E flat to F is going up, F to D is going down, D to B is also going down, this is going down, up, and this is going up. And so you can see this second voice over here, this V4, this is just going all over the map. It's just going wherever the heck it wants to. Now, one thing that I could also suggest is these could all be in different key signatures, right? Because my melody here is only a C note, I'm not constricted to, oh, I have to play in a certain key. I might be constricted to that with the rest of the song or the rest of the elements in the song. But for this particular moment in time, I could do whatever I want. And so I can go, here this is E flat, F, D, and B. You can see that the B and the E flat are not really congruent, right? They're not going to be in a single key signature. So you either have to have a B flat and an E flat or just a B flat. But you can't have just an E flat. So you can see I'm sort of outside of the lines of a single key signature here. So this is another example of oblique motion and how you can do it. And so we looked at where we can have voice 2 going the same distance, going up. So basically just using whole steps all the way up, using different distances. And this, we give an example of a linear up here. Linear just meaning that we're going up the scale. And here we did different distances going up and down.